So Bei Maejor,
Yeah.
you're a Michigan
Hell yeah.
native?
I'm from Detroit, yeah. Grew up living in Michigan my whole life, all over Michigan. Um, graduated from University of Michigan, actually.
And you're pretty young still, right?
Yeah, I guess 24. I feel old.
You feel old? Why's
Yeah.
that?
Cause I've been producing and stuff since like in the industry since I was 17. So 7 years, I feel like damn. I done seen people come and go. I know you've seen people come and go. Like I done seen a lot of stuff. So I feel like I feel old.
Yeah, you got a pretty impressive songwriting
Yeah, producing. I've been blessed,
production
man.
career
Yeah,
to be as young as you are.
I've been really blessed, man. I'm super like I don't even know how that shit happened. I wasn't even like I didn't even plan for none of this. Like I just was having fun doing music, you know what I mean? And then people just started liking and shit, so it was cool.
So how did you get into the industry at 17? Like, was there a moment or a big break that you had?
Kinda. I mean, one thing I did was, you know, I always try to think of the next idea. So what I did was, back then, like, you know how nowadays every single producer, every single writer has like a website or something. Back then it wasn't really so much like that to me, you know. So I created a website and I got my name, BeiMaejor.com. I bought it. I spent my bread and I paid my boy, like this dude who I know I did websites. I paid him like a couple $100, like, yo, put me a website. And it had 4 beats on there. It's my shit. And it was like just my beats, you know what I mean? And it was like, it was kind of advanced in the sense of that everybody didn't have it. So people started wondering, like, who was this kid? Like, I was like maybe 16, 17. Like, I just had my own site, and I started getting interviews for websites and all that off of that. And from there, I ended up meeting a whole bunch of people. One of the people I met was Trey Songz' cousin or whatever, and then I met Trey. Jay was his cousin. Shout out to Jay. And then Bobby Fisher, I met them. And then I got cool with Trey. And this was like right when he first signed. He hadn't really put out anything yet. And we just started working, and from there, I've been on all his albums. So starting with Trey is kind of like how I got into the game. I started going to LA, started working with different people, coming down here a lot, you know, when I was still in school. And it was dope. I ended up getting like plaques in my dorm room. I had like, you know.
Wow, that's crazy.
So you know, college was
So
crazy.
were you the man on campus then?
You know, college is great. For real, I ain't even gonna lie. Most people, everybody say they're a man. I was the man right up on. Only people who was a man over me was sports people. Cause like, I mean, if you like on national TV scoring touchdowns, like, you know what I'm saying. But those were my boys, cause all of them wanted to be rappers. You know what I mean? So
you're balancing. You're getting
like,
gold plaques, but you also gotta do your homework.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Yeah.
But I made it happen. So shout out to all the kids who think, you know what I'm saying, people can put you in a box and say, yo, only do this, or you can only do music, or you can only, you know what I'm saying. It's not even about necessarily going to college, but if that's what you want to do and follow your thing, you know, you can do that. And hopefully you know.
And you stuck it out and graduated?
Exactly, yeah, graduated.
What was your degree in?
Communication and psychology. I did double major.
So
I was really into,
that'll be your fallback career. You'd be a
hell yeah. I mean,
celebrity psychologist.
Yeah, that shit probably won't work because I don't remember what was going on. But I think, you know, it was cool to learn to be in college, you know, to get that experience. Yeah, but no fallbacks. I don't make it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what was the whole upside down movement about? How did you come up with that?
When I started this thing, I'm not the reason for it I'm gonna explain on my album. But when I first started it was cool. I started what I did was I put all my pictures upside down, my Facebook, my Twitter, my YouTube. I started doing videos upside down, and the label called me like, yo, don't do this. People gotta see you. Like, that's part of why we signed you. We need people to see you. And I was like, yeah, whatever. I just kept doing it. And so they started seeing like thousands, literally if I had my computer, like thousands of people have their picture upside down, like kids, fans, just homies supporting, you know what I'm saying, girls, everybody started doing it. And then the label called back like, oh man, this is genius, this is great. And I was like, man, whatever. So, but if you go on like the Jive website, like next to Britney Spears, they put me upside down too. So I was like, hell yeah, that shit was cool.
So why don't you wear your clothes upside down, like do some, you know, crisscross type
yeah,
thing?
design me something, like, you know what I'm saying? I would if it looked tight, if I could figure out how to do it, but I don't know how to put pants on upside down.
Yeah, it might be difficult.
Yeah, it might
well,
be
you can put them on your arms.
Well, I don't know about how to come across, but maybe I could, maybe. Might try it, you know what I'm saying?
So when you say the label, you're referring to Jive?
Yeah, I originally signed to Jive. It's merged now to RCA, but I signed to Jive, so that was like a year and a half ago, so they merged it.
So what caught their attention for them to sign you?
Man, I did this song. Well, a lot of it was people I was working with. You know, I was working with a lot of people. At that time, I was signed with Neo as a producer. I mean, he's a writer, so I was producing a lot of songs for him. So we were doing a lot of stuff. I actually got a chance to do like Disney soundtrack for Princess and the Frog. I worked with like Monica. I worked with all those people working with Neo. And then I started writing myself, and I did my own songs. I said, I don't even want to write them no more. I just want to, as I think of the idea, I just want to record it to the mic. So I would have these demos, and I'm like, yo, imagine such and such singing this, or Beyonce or Usher. Imagine how they would sound, and they like, no, that sounds tight like that. So I started getting into these demos, and I was writing them from personal, things that I was going through. So I didn't know exactly who could fit it. And then when I started seeing like my peers and all those people like saying, like T-Pain, I would go to his house and be like, yo, I love this song. And Neo and Trey, they'd be like, I love these songs. And I'd be like, what? So that made me think, I could do it. And then, so I made a song myself, just having fun, and gave it to my boy who was a DJ. And because I know you working in music, how hard it is to get a song like on the radio and all that. Like, you got to pay and all that. But I ended up not having to do none of that. Like, just one song I did, it just got like, it was playing on Power 106 in LA every day. Mad people.
Who was the DJ that sparked it off for you?
Clinton Sparks.
He's a big DJ.
Yeah, Clinton Sparks helped it, and then DJ Felly Fell helped it.
So was that the Trouble record?
No, this was before. This was a long time ago. This was like a year and a half ago. It's called a record called Drunk in the Club. It was a long time ago. And I ended up having to pull it back off radio when I got signed because some weird family, like, tried to sue me and said that, like, I took part of their song. But I never heard that song. But anyway, it was a big legal thing. But that helped me get attention to get signed, just to be able, the fact that I had a song that I wrote, produced, recorded, mixed, like, I did all that shit by myself, and then it got on the radio in big ass markets, you know what I mean, like, with no money. So that just kind of solidified to them, like, yo, he can do it. So I was gonna sign a couple different people, but Jive was the people. I came in the room, and they locked the door, and they said, yo, whatever you want, you can have it, we'll sign you. So
you got a great deal for a newcomer?
Yeah, I got, man, it was super, it was awesome, yeah. I felt good that day.
So did Jive link you up with T-Pain's management, or how did you catch their attention?
I went to T-Pain's house when he was working on his album, playing him some beats. And they were all there. Rocco was one of his managers, and he was like, yo, like, he heard some of my demos. Actually, one of the songs that I brought to T-Pain's house that day, it just came out on the album, and R. Kelly got on it. It was R. Kelly's favorite song from the album, which is an honor for me, because R. Kelly was my favorite. It's called Center of the Stage. It's me, T-Pain, and R. Kelly, and so I just brought those songs over there, and they just liked them. And from there, I just ended up working.
That's good company right there, T-Pain, R. Kelly, and you. That's
awesome. And I read this. It was this article that said 3 generations of producer, writer, singer. You know what I'm saying? And rap, like, and I thought about it. I was like, damn, that's a crazy company to be. R. Kelly was the OG of that, like, writing and producing and singing. And kind of with rap style, you know what I'm saying? Like, then T-Pain came and did that, and now, like, hopefully I'll be one of the new people to do it, so.
So did you get to actually be in the studio with both of them?
T-Pain all the time. I never even met R. Kelly yet, man. I want to meet. That's like one of my favorite artists all the time. I never even met him. I seen him perform though. He was at the Clive Davis party and he killed it. But I never like got a chance to kick it with him. So I'm sure I will though.
Have you picked up anything like being in the studio with all these, Neo, yeah. T-Pain? Like, what's some of the things you picked up on?
I copy from everybody. Like, cause those people are dope as hell. Like, you know what I'm saying? T-Pain. People hate on T-Pain. To me, like, T-Pain is genius. People think, oh yeah, if I just put auto-tune, I can do that. No, that's hard. Like, his arrangements and his chords, like, he knows music. Like, you know what I'm saying? People sleep on that, but people who really know music know that T-Pain is like, T-Pain taught me a lot. Trey taught me a lot. You know what I'm saying? Just about being an artist and just different things. Monica's super cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Auntie's super cool. Everybody been showing love, dude. So I learned from everybody I work with.
So how did Trouble come together?
The song Trouble. Damn, somebody got. No,
that's good.
So Trouble came about from it was a style I made up. I call it my upscale sound, like the music. And I actually came from conversation, but I look at Trouble as a warning, like, you know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily saying don't do something, it's just saying if you do that, you know what can happen. You probably, you're gonna get in trouble. That is what it is. So I made this song, and I just put it on my drive. I just saved it. I didn't know what it was gonna be, and I would just play it for some of my friends in music. I got a chance to sit down with J. Cole. I was just playing him some songs, like, yo, what you think about this new style? And he got it. He was like, yo, that's crazy. Like, he's always like a forward thinker, like thinking about like the new stuff. So he just did it, and I gave it to the label, and they were like, yo, this tight.
Was this before he really blew up?
No, not really.
He was already pretty established.
Big, yeah. So it was cool for him to even reach out. Then Mark Pitts, who was my A&R, like, help put all our business stuff together. So that was awesome.
Well, speaking of your A&R, like, has that transition from Jive to RCA, do you think that's put any wrenches in your progression, or is it not really affecting anything?
Yeah, well, at the time, it was right when Trouble came out was when they kind of merged it. So at that time, yeah, it kind of slowed up. But not just me, it was everybody, because it was, it was a shift of people working. Like, some people didn't know if they were still going to be working there, so it was a lot of different things going on. But I mean, the benefit of what we doing here, and like what you do and what like everybody does, like we can go straight to the people now. You know what I mean? Like, whereas it may hold up your single, or it may hold up something like that, but you can always progress. You know what I mean? If you have a computer, if you have a phone, if you have a camera, if you have something to be able to reach, you know what I'm saying, you can always come with some progression. So I'm not gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? Just because of something else. So I feel like it never really affected me. I've still been working the same.
Twitter and Facebook and all that.
Yeah, all that. You know what I'm saying? Making videos, making up shows, making up style. Like I got videos of me like making beats out of like weird stuff. Like I just did one. It's called Bei Maejor makes beats out of Christmas. I just took like Christmas stuff that I just saw around and put it to a song. You know what I'm saying? And people will watch that and be like, "Oh, that's tight," and admire the creativity. But that has nothing to do with coming from a label or coming from, you know what I mean? Like a production coming to someone like, "Yo, do this." That's just from the artist to the people. So I think that's cool with the technology that allowed us to people to be able to do that.
So do you have musical training, or is this just something you were kind of born with?
I just freestyle.
Your parents are musically
Nah,
inclined?
I heard that my grandfather played classical piano, but I didn't know. I used to see him playing as a little kid.
I saw a YouTube video where somebody took a toilet flushing and made it into a beat. Is that kind of that's what you're gonna do?
Damn,
along those lines.
I wish I thought of that.
You would have did it first.
No, that's a good idea. Yeah, but I think like man, you can't classify. Actually, the only class I did bad in college was music, and the reason why was because I took a music class. I thought, this is gonna be fun because I was doing music, but I didn't really learn it that way. So when somebody would tell me something is wrong, I would look at it and be like, what are you talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's wrong what you're saying, because this sounds tight. This sounds good.
Well, actually, it's funny that you bring that up, because I had a similar experience. Like when I was taking design classes and photography classes,
exactly.
I was actually doing that in real life, but it seemed like there was a disconnect between
and they probably were telling
college and real life.
They probably telling you don't do it like that.
So do you feel like taking music classes is a benefit, or do you feel like it's not really?
No, I definitely think it's a benefit. Now that I understand it, I've researched and learned some stuff about music, and so I can understand when I do something, what is it that I'm doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? So if I want to go back to that again, I can come back. Like, what chord is that? What is that I'm doing? So that I can, you know what I'm saying? Just in terms of learning. Like, I'm into learning in general. I've been reading a lot of books and stuff lately too. Like, I think that's important, and it's unfortunate that like our culture doesn't really, promote that much, because it makes it seem like, yo, if you want to do that, that's whack or that's gay or something. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, nah, you should want to open up and learn. You know what I'm saying? Expand and like try to keep pushing yourself. So I don't think music classes are bad, or I think it could be a benefit to what you're doing. But I think it's bad as a creator if you let yourself be defined by what somebody tells you should do. You know what I'm saying? Not even just music, like you said, like in journalism, like in pictures, like if somebody says, yo, that's the wrong way, and that's the way you like it, don't listen to them. You know what I mean? Because if they couldn't have did it, they would have did it, and they wouldn't be telling you what to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not to be rude to teachers, like I love teachers, but you know what I'm saying? Like people, I like that inspires me. Shit like that. People like you, like making your own shit and building that shit. Man, that's so dope to me. Shut up.
Well, thank you. You're doing your thing too. So I know a lot of singer-songwriters have kind of tried to transition into being an artist, and it doesn't always work for them. Like, what do you think? Do you think you have that kind of that it factor that it takes for people to be interested in you as an artist?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see, but I believe that, but I believe that I got into it because more so people believed in me, than I believed. It wasn't like I had this dream, I'm going to show y'all I can do this. I didn't have that dream, you know what I'm saying? People who I respect and who I look up to thought I had it, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of it I'm doing for them, a lot of it I'm doing it for people like, in my family who believe like, damn, you know what I mean, you could really do it. And then just the impact. Like, I'm not really doing it for people to be like, oh yeah, you got the it factor. That's cool, but like when I go up to a kid and I can talk to them and tell them something real and positive, and they'll listen to it, more so because of they like my music. You know what I'm saying? That's all it needs for me. Like that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like they dad could have been telling them that for 10 years, do this, and then like I tell them, they're like, oh yeah, hell yeah, I'm gonna do that. That's tight. You know what I'm saying? That's better than winning awards and all that to me. Like I did this one song I wrote about. It's called Teardrops and Telephone Calls, and it was about this kid who was gonna kill himself, but he didn't do it. It was a long story, and I got this phone number that I gave out to just anybody who wanted to call me. And so one night I was checking the voicemail. Somebody had called me super late. I was checking the voicemails, and there was this kid, and he was like sounding real serious, like he was crying. He was like, yo man, I was gonna kill myself tonight, but I listened to your song, Teardrops Telephone Call, I didn't do it, and you know, and he was telling about everything he was going through. So I called him back, and I found out he was serious, like, you know, all the shit he was saying. So I was like, damn, like that's what it's really all about to me. You know what I mean? Like getting money is cool, yeah. I know everybody likes to do that, but when you can really impact people, I think that's more important than being like, oh, am I gonna make it in the industry? Like who knows, man? You know, I might die tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like God forbid, but you know what I'm saying? Like at least to have an impact on people's lives was more important.
So were you able to kind of talk him out of it or bring his spirits?
No, he's cool. Like I talked to him right like a couple weeks ago. He's cool, and this was a while ago. But he just let me know, like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really have to talk him out of it. It was like that song, like what he was feeling at that time was what that song was about. You know what I'm saying? A kid who felt just like that, who didn't do it because he felt it was hope coming. You know what I'm saying? So he ended up not doing it. And everybody was like, yo, you should, everybody at the label was like, because I told a couple people, like, yo, you should make a big press story out of it and you could get like a lot of press. And I was like, yo, man, I don't do it for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that'd be cool, but I don't do it for that. I don't want to seem like I'm just trying to get like everybody
props for it.
Yeah, like nah, it's to be real, you know. Like people really lives are affected by that, so that's more important to me than, you know, like will you make it in the industry? Like I think I will, just 'cause I believe my music. I think it's good, but. You know,
well, it's actually your beginning answer to that question was interesting because we were talking about that on Twitter the other day. I was saying that a lot of artists I met early on that became successful, they didn't tell me they were going to be successful. Like a lot of times when people say, "Oh, I'm going to be big, I'm going to be big, I'm going to be big,"
wow,
it never happens. But the people around, you know, people around you are telling you you're going to make it. That's when it really makes a difference.
Wow.
So
that's great. That's crazy. You were just talking about that?
Yeah, we were just talking about that the other day.
Damn.
I was going on a little Twitter rant about it.
You be ranting?
Yeah, sometimes, you know.
That's crazy.
But you're right, because
when
probably that one actually. Yeah. Because I hate it when artists say, "Hey, I'm the next big thing." Because if you're the next big thing, like you shouldn't have to tell me that. You know, I've already heard about you through other people, and so I already know what you're doing without you having to tell me. So.
Yeah, that's the best way for it to be about anything, not just, you know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if somebody really has to convince you, then either A, they don't believe it and they're trying to convince themselves at the same time, or B, they're like living in some weird world, you know. So,
right.
It is.
So when is your do you have an album release date, or you're basically focused on mixtapes right now and building that buzz up?
No, I don't have a date. It's gonna come out as soon as 2012, my album, but you know, with the label merger and everything, like I haven't put out exact dates where I'm gonna go, you know what I mean? But I'm just still working on like a couple different projects. Like I'm gonna put out this little EP thing, and then I'm still producing and writing. Just in the meantime, just figuring out everything as far as that. But I'm not trying to rush myself in it. And the good thing is that I do produce and write, so that's why I've been able to make a lot of money from. So I don't have to like stress my artist stuff to make money. I can keep that real and authentic and how I feel, you know what I'm saying, and maybe pass up on some opportunities that could hurry me up faster, but that I don't really believe in. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Just working.
Makes sense.
Hell yeah.
So if people want to find out about you, they can go on.
You can online. You just go on. Type my name is Bei Maejor, Bei-Maejor. That's Twitter, that's Facebook, that's YouTube, Bei-Maejor, and I spell it like that because my grandmother Edna Mae, who passed, her name was Edna Mae, M-A-E, so M-A-E-J-O-R, I spell it, yeah.
Makes sense. So does it mean Bei Maejor in terms of the musical note?
Yeah, kind of, yeah, but I didn't know that at that time what that meant. I didn't know it, but yeah, it was designed to be that.
So when you go in to write for another artist, especially when you're talking about like relationship issues and stuff like that, is that something that you're going through, or do you kind of talk it over with the artist and feel where they're coming
going
from.
through, yeah, and that kind of has hurt me a little bit in that sense. Whereas I haven't been able to sell some of my songs because some of them are too personal to where because that's the only way I know how to do it. You know, like I'm not really. Like, I used to be able to, like, make up songs from, like, other people's perspective, but I just, like, at some point, I just was like, yo, that's not, like, it just became, like, fake, you know?
Well, it's just funny to me how people perceive things. Like, say, if Usher performs a song about, you know, getting another woman pregnant,
They
think Usher got another woman pregnant
crazy.
when it might be the songwriter that actually went through that process.
Exactly. So, I think that, so, yeah, all of my songs now come from personal. Some people might, like, artists might tweak it a little bit, you know what I mean? And put it to their style, but they all came from something that I felt, you know, when I was doing, like, I did Cupid, I wrote that song in 12 minutes for Lloyd, and he ended up switching the little parts, you know what I'm saying, for, like, making it his song. Lloyd is this shit, too. But, I wrote that song in 12 minutes because it just came out. That was how I was feeling that day. Like, I felt like, you know what I'm saying, everything that was going on in that song that day.
What's some of the other records you've done that people would have heard?
People might know. I've been on all the Trey albums. So, like, the one that a lot of people know, I saw him perform with Jay-Z, Black Roses. He performed that. I've been on Wiz's album, his last album. Wiz and Currency's called Rooftops. Soulja Boy, a lot of his new songs. I mean, well, not a lot of his new songs. A lot of his, like, a couple albums ago. His singles, Bow Wow and Weezy's new single. Tiny Tempa songs. People in the UK, a lot of people know those songs. Trying to think, Latoya Luckett, Not Anymore, Monica's. It's a lot of people. I always draw a blank when I try to think of it, because there's a lot of people I'm working with now. I'm working with Justin Bieber.
That's gonna be a nice publishing check.
Hell yeah! Shout out to Bieber, that kid's a beast. He's cool too, super cool. You interviewed him before?
No, I haven't. What do you think about his? You know, he gets some flack when he tries to rap. You think he's a talented rapper?
Yeah, people need to quit hating on him, man. He's having fun. He's a kid having fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't really. I didn't know that he really was getting flack because I don't really like pay attention to too much what people are saying no more. Because you know what I'm saying? It just like clouds your head up. I just like to look at it from how I perceive it and without letting people.
So you're not a blog reader and all that?
No, I'm not into gossip, I'm not into blogs. Like, I mean, I respect what they do, and I respect, you know, that if people have a need for it. My mom loves it. My mom goes on all these blogs and all that. She be telling me, you know, but I'm just, you know what I'm saying?
Well, they haven't really got to you yet, have they? Have you
not really,
heard any bad
yeah,
rumors?
they had me on there one time, but with some girls or something. But nah, I just keep it G, man. I ain't into gossiping, I'm not into hating. And I feel like, you know, not all blogs are into that, and not all, but I'm just not into that, you know what I'm saying? So I just try to keep it, you know. I read books, you know.
Wow, old school.
Yeah.
So have the groupies come out of the woodwork since Trouble came out?
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like they always kind of been there, you know. I like, some artists, like, get big or get, like, some songs and then, like, kind of get more. But I feel like I've been lucky. Like, I kind of always had some type of girls around.
We don't want you to end up on Media Takeout.
Yeah, I probably will.
You gotta be careful.
I probably will end up on there.
You gotta take the camera phones and
nah, let's get it, man. Let's
confidentiality
upload it. Let's get it. I probably gonna be on there, man. Whatever it is.
Oh, man. So you're not opposed to the camera phones?
Nah, what you want to tape something?
No, not me.
I'm like, well, what's up? I'm like, what's up? Let's get it.
Well, we got a camera.
Yeah, we got the camera right here. The door's closed. We good? Nah, I mean, I don't know, man. I ain't opposed to all that, man. People do what they want, you know. Whatever. It is what it is. But nah, I'm probably gonna be on there, but I probably won't see it. So somebody have to tell me. You tell me if you read it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to re-interview you for the sex issue.
Yeah, in
a year or two.
Let's get it, man. I'll be in there.
But yeah, let's wrap it up. Anything else you wanna?
No, just really just I want to tell everybody just my main thing I'm doing now is just really trying to focus on staying positive, keeping it 100 with people you love. Don't, you know what I mean? Don't fall into the traps that's going on now. And thank you for supporting my music. Anybody who ever supported it, if you haven't, check it out. Bei Maejor. Let's get it.